We could address that one.
Well, can we do that last? Could you
Okay.
explain the plant first?
What you have now is, this is called an SBR, sequencing
I don't
batch
know what
reactor.
SBR means.
The raw wastewater comes into this plant, and this is everything. It's kind of difficult to put it in layman's terms. But your bacteriological actions taking place in here, your biomass is in here. This tank will aerate, mix while your raw sewage is coming in, and then for a period of time it shuts off and settles. The clear water is pumped off the top of this into this tank, which then goes through your sand filtration, microfiltration units. The new facility, which your facility now has no equalization, and the micro units send back so much reject flow. As the water gets dirtier, the reject flow coming back into the plant is increased, sometimes better by double of your actual influent flow. By converting to this MBR, it's a membrane bioreactor, is an MBR. There is no reject flow. You're taking the micros out, the sand filtration's gone. You have an equalization tank now, which pumps the flow into, this is your same thing, your biological reactions taking place in this tank, but this tank never shuts off. These flat membranes, there's 800 altogether, have pumps on them that pump through. It's basically like a filter is essentially what you're at, but it's a definite membrane, it's a definite barrier, which is the same as the microfiltrations which are being removed. So this system here is tertiary treatment and secondary treatment, biological treatment. It's all done in one tank.
What is the equalization? I don't understand.
It's the flux of flow coming in. Sometimes Shane will see flows of 25 gallons a minute, then it'll peak up to sometimes 300 gallons a minute depending on the weather. This just basically takes the peaks and valleys out and gives this section of the plant an even flow pattern. Yes.
How would that respond to a flood situation?
Well, typically in a flood situation where he has most trouble now, because the because of the MEMCOR units, which are the micro units, microfiltration units. As soon as the water gets turbid going to them, because these units are pushed, the SBRs that are there now are pushed. Once the turbidity increases, the backwash increases, which again, it doubles, sometimes triples his flow to the head of the plant. Without that reject water coming back in, and no reject water at all from the MBRs, we now will now have 30,000 gallons of equalization. And should we need more, this offline tank, which is going to be converted, will give us an extra 40,000 gallon storage capacity that we can pump back in. So actually, this plant will. It's designed to handle, I think it's a peak of 180,000 gallons. It's a peak hourly flow, which he's never seen in the worst of times. So,
Mayor, I just wanted to ask, are you increasing the capacity to how many gallons?
No, actually we have to stay in the permitted capacity of the plant. For the design by the state, we have to stay within the 6.
Well, what is this? Because are we upgrading? Because if we found out now that nobody can really put another bathroom in this town because it's up to capacity.
Well, the reason you're up to capacity is because of the recycle flow that we were talking about with the sand filtration.
And this will change it. In other words, if I wanted to put up a senior citizens home here with 30 bathrooms, this would be able to handle it.
Yes, right now.
You sure?
Yes, right now he is showing flows on average during dry weather, no sump pump use I&I, which is inflow infiltration. He's showing flows of typically, Shane, what, 25, 30,000 gallons? That's what he would see continuously through here. Once he gets a rain set coming on because of the micro units, his flows triple. He's starting to see 60, 70. So yes, that will eliminate that, and yes.
And then you can put in more bathrooms in
this will allow you
into this sewer system now.
Right now you can't expand. Exactly. Right now you can't expand because of the the inflow.
Both your micro units and your sand filters have a backwash cycle.
Right.
The dirtier the water coming in, the more they backwash. So you not only are treating the influent flow coming in, you now have the backwash pounding too. With the MBR, there is no backwash. There is no sand filter.
Right.
So there is no backwash, okay? So you're just treating the influent coming in. You're not compounding the problem by having 40–50% more increase in your
One other
backwash.
And
question.
let me just add something to that, Fred.